My ex-wife, 36 female, still keeps trying to get back together with me, 36 male, and our daughters, 16 female, want that to happen too. Doesn't really sound like a big problem, right? Yeah, well, while I wish I could just plain tell her to piss off and never bother me again, there is the matter of us having two daughters and sharing custody, so I can't remove her from my life on a permanent basis. Not without removing our daughters too. We married fairly early in our lives, back when we were 20, and we had been dating for 3 years before that. Our daughters were born in the very first year of the marriage, and there were some complications which meant my ex-wife would have difficulty conceiving again. Didn't matter to me at the time, because I was just glad she made it healthy and fine through the whole ordeal, and that we already had two beautiful baby girls to love and raise up. The marriage lasted for 9 years, ended when I divorced her for cheating. I have absolutely no tolerance for it, and I don't believe in forcing myself to suffer needlessly for shit that wasn't my fault to begin with. While this might sound incredulous to some folks, any love I had for my ex-wife was pretty much killed when I found out about her cheating and the details behind it. So yeah, this isn't a thread about me moving on from her. Hell, I don't even hate her. I just don't give a damn about what goes on in her life unless it concerns our daughters. The problem is that it's only me that moved on from the whole thing. The ex-wife, her family, and even our daughters have kept trying to get us back together. Even though I have made it plain for everyone that I have no interest of ever doing that. Me not dating at first for a few years after the divorce might have been giving them false hope. But I sure wasn't going to jump into another relationship so soon after. Not with our daughters to look after. They were my number one priority, besides my own issues which stemmed from the ex's cheating. Those issues, by the by, got resolved with the help of friends, family, and some counseling. So yeah, that's over and done with. I have no issue in communicating with our girls. None whatsoever. Anything else? They can understand it just fine. There's never been any fighting, no yelling, no nonsensical teenage rebellion thus far, no tantrums thrown, and so on. Pretty great, right? Except this whole thing. They know about her cheating on me, and it was their mother, in fact, who told them about it some 3 years ago or so. I imagine she's been feeding them some kind of bullshit since then, and I've asked her countless times to stop with it. That it wasn't helping anyone, that it only prevented them from moving on. But the ex-wife didn't stop. She apparently just got subtler about it. In all the years since we divorced, she hasn't dated or slept with anyone else. Well, I suppose she thinks that admirable, I don't. To be honest, I find it kind of insulting. When we were married, she effed someone else, but now she's just fine going without sex for 7 years? Whatever. Not that it matters. While I could ignore the occasional mentions of their mother, of how well she looks, of them showing me photos they took with her, obviously all dolled up for my sake, it's gotten worse lately. Why? Because I have a girlfriend. Clemence is not the first since the divorce, but she is the most serious relationship I had since my marriage ended. She also happens to be 8 years my junior. Before getting together as a couple, we knew each other for 4 years through a shared hobby. So basically, it was a gradual transition from being friends to being involved with each other. I can honestly say I love this woman. It was a surprise to me when I realized that, because while I didn't really want to admit it to myself, I was afraid for a time that what my ex-wife did to me damaged me on some fundamental level and rendered me incapable of ever truly loving someone else, like I once did her. Initially, my daughters had very little to say about our relationship, much like they didn't comment anything on the previous two I had post-divorce. But then, they started coming home, ahead of the schedule we set up in advance, and they'd find me and Clemence together. Nothing compromising, not sex or anything of the sort. Then came the grumbling. Then came the, "Why is she here?" question. Then came, "It's not fair to mom what you're doing," as if I was actually doing this solely to spite or hurt their mother. So I sat them down and talked. And I talked, but they're just not getting it. They simply won't give up on this preposterous fantasy of theirs where I get back with their mother. Clemence, thank God, has been understanding and isn't upset by their behavior. She's basically saying to give them time, but I kind of doubt that will work. It hasn't happened so far, so I have no idea why more time would change anything. Anyway, since I'm really all out of ideas, I figured I might as well ask you folks here if any one of you might have an idea how to handle this. Is there even a way? An approach of any sort that could work on my daughters realizing I will not under any circumstances get back with their mother? For more context, let's read the comments. Someone asked OP, "Do your daughters know the reason why you divorced? Do they know your ex cheated on you?" I don't ever favor telling young kids that, but your daughters are nearly adults. You don't have to be disrespectful about her. You can be factual and still get the point across. OP replied with, "Yes, I actually tried telling them about it a year ago, only to find out that their mother told them several years back, when they were just a few months shy of turning 13. They know their mother cheated on me. Now, here's the thing that I think is messing with their minds. They never saw their mother as anything but loving towards me or them, or at least they don't remember it if they did see her acting coldly and distant with me. During her affair, and yes, it was an affair, not just a one-time thing, not that I wouldn't have divorced her either way. She was very much the opposite of loving in the bedroom. They never really saw that, nor should they have. My approaches for intimacy were often rebuffed, and I felt more and more dejected. Until one day I realized with the help of a very close and very good friend that there was nothing wrong with me and therefore something had to be wrong with her. Which is what led me to discovering the affair, because I started looking for reasons why our love life had suddenly dropped so much in quality and quantity. And it wasn't just sex. There were the small things missing from our daily lives too. I know it sounds silly, but we always kissed at the front door in plain sight before either of us went to work. That's something that only now in retrospect became plain to see. That was missing. Bottom line is, their mother denied me even the most basic of affections while giving it to someone else outside of our marriage. To me, that's unforgivable. They don't understand that. They couldn't not, even if I told them, which I rather wouldn't, and how hurtful it can be when you realize that your spouse didn't really give a damn about you all that much. So all this, all the regret and remorse and pining for us to get back together, to me it's worthless. What's the point? Where was all this supposed love and guilt and remorse when it should have mattered? Their mother is teaching them a bad example, making them think they can cheat, and if they beg enough, they can get their partner back. It doesn't work like that. And the update after 1 year. It's been a while since I was first here, and I was reminded recently that I owed an update to the kind and good people here who helped me with our troubles. A lot of things have happened. Among those things, my daughters actually stumbled across my post. I had no idea they even browsed Reddit, let alone this place. When I came home one day from work, I found them crying. They pretty much jumped me, hugged me, wouldn't let me go, and begged me to forgive them. Sadly, they had read one of my replies and found out the dreadful extent of my ex-wife's affair and how much it had devastated me. It took us a while, but we got through it, as a family. There was nothing for me to forgive. They're still young and they love their mother, who took that love and used it to manipulate them. That's on her, not them. There was some much-needed counseling, but after several months, the woman who was helping us heal and move on has said that nothing more needed to be done, and they should only check in with her once in a while, rather than continue their weekly sessions. We're closer than we were before, but their relationship with their mother has suffered for it, which I think is completely understandable, but I still cautioned them about lingering too much on what she did since I had gotten over what she did all those years ago. That was something also resolved in counseling, both their own and our shared ones, so it's all behind us now. I had a brief confrontation with my ex-wife about it and made it clear that she was to not talk about this getting back together nonsense anymore with our daughters. I can't tell if it really got through to her, but my daughters have not been pestered about me since then. Or they simply ignore their mother and don't bring it up at home. Either way, so long as my daughters are doing fine, I could care less about what my ex-wife is doing. Since the situation had improved, things had also become much better between my daughters and my girlfriend. So much that they actually started talking with her, rather than just exchange greetings and goodbyes, even occasionally asking for tips on something. Girly stuff, of course. And I can't tell you how much it warmed my heart to see it happening for the first time. I'll admit that it also helped me push my thoughts in the direction of proposing to my girlfriend, who had been incredibly supporting and understanding through all of this. We had known each other for a long time now, spent so much time as a couple, and after all this mess, I didn't really think there was anything more I could do to express my love for her. However, I was beaten to the punch. 2 months ago, Clemence, together with my daughter, surprised me one day and proposed to me. I have to say that I felt very odd, but also very happy. Not just the proposal, but that my daughters had actually worked with my girlfriend on surprising me that day with dinner and a night out. To put it simply, I was blown away. It was a small and private ceremony, with only our closest friends and family attending. Currently, we're also expecting, and my daughters are looking forward to having a baby brother or sister to spoil. This was a wholesome ending. I'm glad everything worked out in the end. And now to the second story, titled, Our Marriage is Falling Apart and I Don't Know What to Do. I, male 26, and my wife, female 30, are in a hard spot. I've been working 2 jobs, 70-hour weeks for a year now, in order to save up for a visa application we need. Over the last 4 months, our relationship has really suffered. I admit I was often too tired to give her the love, care, and attention she deserves. Our sex life also suffered, was great before. Started communicating less, arguing more. The house is less peaceful by the day and more stressful. She works hard too, but even with that, it's been hard financially. Although I was often completely exhausted, I do take responsibility for not caring for her as any wife deserves. I failed on the basic stuff. She also asked me if I had masturbated at any point, and I admitted I had, after 2 to 3 weeks of trying to initiate sex but not having the opportunity due to kids' work. Over the last 3 months, she kept saying she's not happy and wants to divorce. I kept saying I don't want that and I love her, but every time I tried to show affection and initiate sex, I felt rebuked too. Talking about it now, she says I had pushed her away so far she couldn't see me in the same way anymore. Fast forward to now. We are on holiday, ostensibly to focus on us and solve things. She says she loves me. I'm the love of her life, but she wants a divorce. 5 days ago, I discovered, reading notes of texts she had sent him, that for the past 2 months at least, she has been getting increasingly close to another man, including sexually. Heart thumping, mind reeling, all of that. The words are still seared into my mind. I'm generally a calm man, but I storm out, she wasn't home, and take my wedding ring off in rage. Later, I confront her. She hides nothing, says she's sorry and that she still loves me, and doesn't love him but does like him, and that for her she's been checked out for months, and been saying she wants a divorce and meant it, and I didn't do enough to make her feel loved, and didn't confront the obvious issues, procrastinated. Meanwhile, he treats her in the way she feels she deserves and wishes I did. She said she's not in the right, admits she should have been more honest and isn't proud of what happened, but has feelings for him too, and is confused now and was angry at me, felt far away from me. I still love this woman a lot. Can't help it. We're basically sweethearts. She's my first and only sexual partner, so this hurts especially. Since we're both on holiday, away from life stresses and him, our sex life has rekindled, and she wants me all the time. She even outright says that nothing compares to our sex, that she doesn't orgasm with him like she does with me. She says she still loves me a lot, but feels so hurt by my absence and my lack of affection and care, that it is hard for her to overlook the past and my neglect of her feelings and needs. For her, we are separated right now, although we inevitably end up having sex. She is also still in contact with the other man and admits openly to me that she has feelings for him. The jealousy is unreal in me when we talk about him this, but is confused about what to do because she loves me. I told her she'd probably regret picking him over me at this point. She agreed that's probably true, but that they get along well and she likes being with him, and that I've hurt her a lot and she'll probably take a risk on him. I keep telling her to stay, for our family and our love, and she says she thinks about that every minute, but can't make her mind up about what she wants. She's open about that. Edit. I've since made it clear I'm not going to hang around in this situation, that obviously I love her, but unless she cuts him 100% and commits to working on us, I'm going to go my way. By doing the pick-me dance, OP, your wife lost whatever respect she had left for you. Why are you making excuses for her? She has already checked out of the marriage. Start the divorce process while she's still in the affair fog. And now to the update. I think it is really over now. We took a break and she insisted she was going to meet the affair partner. She didn't hide it. Not just meet, but spend Christmas and New Year's with him while we're living apart. I told her not to. Kids are at grandmother's. I told her it was a bad idea. She was telling me she's confused and needs to hash it out with him, and after New Year's we talk. So she did it anyway. He arrived last night. The same night she did, I went out angry and had a one-night stand. She found out about it the same night. She had fitted a GPS tracker onto our car without letting me know and confronted me about where I'd been. I denied it first and then admitted. I didn't do it consciously as revenge, but I guess it came across that way. In reality, I was just angry and acted on impulse, not proud of it. We are technically on a break, and I was 100% loyal to her throughout it all till now, but still, I'm not proud of it. And it didn't help, by the way, guys and girls out there, don't bother with revenge cheating. It's a waste of time and a ticket to more pain. Anyway, when she found out, she went crazy and absolutely exploded with jealousy and anger, hurling abuse, saying I'm a piece of crap and a dirty, disgusting cheater and hypocrite, saying I destroyed her life and wasted her time and she wishes she never met me and that I was dead. Okay, I get it. Again, I was wrong to react in that way. But never mind the fact that she cheated behind my back for months and was literally about to meet with the affair partner again. It wasn't all anger from her, though. She broke down in tears and was clearly in pain, which I understand and do feel for. She still loves me deep inside and feels guilt too for what she did, I'm sure. And what I did hurts regardless of what she did. I feel guilty too. However, we are on a break, and it was purely a one-off sexual encounter, not a whole ass affair like her. And yes, despite that, I do regret it. It was rash of me. She was an emotional wreck, saying that she was about to have a chat with the other guy and say it's not going to work. And she had bought me an expensive Christmas gift and was planning to return to me, even though I told her not to even meet him if we were to have a chance. And for context, she was planning to spend 2 weeks with him. Anyway, I think what I did sealed the deal now. She is way less forgiving than me, and her pride will never let her apologize fully and come back, because of what I did too now. I feel pangs of deep regret, like maybe, if I hadn't done what I did, she would indeed have come back and fully committed to rebuilding us, like I was trying to get her to do for 2 months now. And now I feel like I effed it, and that's sad and makes me feel guilty. But that's just my emotions. In reality, though, I think she threw it all away way back when she decided to betray me, effing and meeting up with some other dude, and going on holiday with him behind my back, happy for him to splash cash and entertain her and give her the attention she wanted. While I worked 2 jobs, kept the house and kids down, and even moved house by myself with 2 kids, while she was away in Italy on a work trip screwing her lover. That's just beyond the line. I still love her, and I did neglect her needs over those last months. I wasn't the most present, but maybe I do not deserve to be with someone who is capable of that. And now she was planning to spend Christmas and New Year's with him working things out, while the kids are at her mom's and I'm at my mom's. That was the straw on the camel's back. After she found out I had the one-night stand, she started taunting me, trying to provoke me, saying she's gonna F with the AP like she's never done before. Kind of a lie. She's admitted to me the sex with him was mid and he uses Viagra, but irrelevant. And she even sent me a private video of how good she looks going to meet him, to make me jealous and provoke me. I haven't replied, not planning to let myself be provoked. I effed up too, I know, and I wasn't the most present husband over those last months. But I was working 70 to 80-hour weeks to save up for our visa and pay rent, plus looking after the kids and dogs with her. And I was 100% loyal all that time. And she wasn't. Her betrayal was completely worst, and I still haven't processed it, I guess. Even if I forgave her at the time, the fact she's meeting him again brings back how effed up it all was. I can't understand how she was capable of betraying me like that, and deep down she knows it. I just cry for our broken family and dreams. Time to let go, guys, right? Edit. Everyone's agreeing it's over. My one-night stand has given her ammo against me, to turn her family and the kids against me. I didn't want to blab about what she did, felt kind of embarrassed and lacking grace. My instincts tell me to exit as a gentleman, but maybe I should tell a few key people in order to protect myself. Thoughts? She was planning to spend the whole Christmas with her affair partner, and is freaking out because OP had a one-night stand? She's a crazy and a narcissist. It's time to let her go, man. And the second update, thanks everyone for the support. It's helped clear my mind, but in terms of my heart and psychological state, shit ain't easier. How do you deal with this anger and loss of hope in the world/humanity? I'm living constantly on edge, constantly with an urge to lash out at something, hit something, which is unlike me. I don't know what to do with the fact I still love her. I'm so angry at everything. I need a punch bag, I think. What do you do? What I would do is divorce her and kick her to the curb. OP, you have toxic attachment issues. You need to work on yourself. Take care and good luck. And that's it for today. Viewers, don't forget to press like and subscribe so you never miss out. See you next time. Bye-bye.